Okay, thank you so much for inviting TSB to this session, and thank you so much for your time today. My name is Yoichi Kaburagi from TSB. Today, I'd like to introduce three topics. One is introduction of 5 megawatt floating PV, and monitoring and controlling PV module, and countermeasure against COVID-19 with JCM. And this is a brief explanation about our project. The location is a Kabinbury Industrial Zone at the Prachinburi province, where approximately 3-hour drive from Bangkok to northeast. Power generation capacity is 5.12 megawatt. Power generation is 8,917 megawatt hour per year, and expected CO2 reduction is 2,706 tons per year. Project launch was 2019. Project operation term is 25 years. Energy customer is a private company at industrial zone. Okay, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I'd like to show our project at the bird view. As you may see, the floating has a separate two area, and PV generated 5 megawatt power goes to 5 separated inverters and boosted up to 22 kV. Boosted up 22 kV volt go to control room, and the control room adjust and monitor the power. Then transfer energy to the customer approximately 2 kilometers from the site using underground. This is our system configuration. Floating system is, of course, our key component, and Fabless Total Coordination supported us for remote maintenance even under COVID with a dispatching engineer from Japan. But today, I'd like to focus on device called Optimizer today. Okay, the Optimizer can control and monitor PV modules. As it is widely known that the PV power supply system has less operation workers compared to thermal or hydro. Therefore, PV power system is relatively good to avoid disease such COVID-19. However, when the system shows the error message, engineer need to go site to check panels one by one in general. In the meanwhile, for our system, Optimizer can monitor each panel condition one by one. This will minimize the infection risk under transportation. This is a sample of monitoring system. At one glance, we can see the panel running with normal or abnormal. By putting cursor on dedicated area, we can see the detail of the panel condition. We can also track back the data to the past. This is an example pointing back panel group. This panel has zero output with current, but zero with voltage, but without current. This meaning this panel is okay, but need to doubt that this panel group having a string open issue. The safety of power control also important. This year we got a heavy rain disaster at Kyushu area. Not only Japan, China, or Korea also having trouble too. Flood in Thailand 2011 also unforgettable for me. Nowadays, the natural disasters could be occurred anywhere in the world because of the climate change. With Optimizer, we can cut off each panel output through the internet. Connected panel string generate 500 to 1000 volt, which cause critical damage to the body. So we need to cut off each panel when need. The key point is even turning off the inverter. Solar panels keeps power generating as long as there's a sunlight. So applying appropriate preparation against such natural disaster is important even for small capacity power generation system. Now, I'd like to go on the last topic of countermeasure.
คราวนี้มาพูดถึงต่อในเรื่องของการที่จะรับมือกับปัญหา
Sorry about that. Could you continue,
ขออ
please?
ภัยนะคะกรุณา
Sorry,
ต่อ
just
เลยค่ะ ขออ
seems
ภัย
we
ค่ะ
have a little bit of mishap.
เรามีปัญหา
I
ทาง
think
ด้าน
we're
เทค
hearing
นิ
a
คนิดหน่อย
translator.
Okay, PV installation situation in Japan and the COVID is
เรา
not so
PV
good.
installation นะคะในเรื่องของการติดตั้งระบบแผงโซล่าร์นี้ที่เราเรียกว่า PV เนี่ย ในช่วงได้ยินนะคะ
Sorry, I'm so
ได้ยินนะคะ
sorry about that, audience. Could you just give us one moment? One of the translators, I think she might be on the wrong channel. Excuse us for a moment. Could you? I think the translator on the Thai side might be using a different channel. Sorry about that. Could you continue, please?
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
So currently, most of PV-related equipments are made in China. So in March, there was many installation schedule impact in Japan. And in April, the material supply was recovered, but the new installation was slowed down due to COVID was in Japan in April. Eventually, the new PV system installation this year is
คนสุดท้ายแล้ว
expected
นะคะในเรื่องของการติด
30%
ตั้ง
lower
ระบบ
volume compared to last year. Let's take a look at what. Same to Japan compared to last year, this year's new PV installation is expected lower, but not as bad as Japan. Green recovery is one powerful movement from Europe. For example, Portugal is to make PV installation smoother so that PV approval process smoother so that much easier for opening SPP business. Switzerland attempts to lift the solar PV market tends to more optimistic. The change of life. There are worldwide curfews, quarantines, similar restrictions related to COVID-19 to prevent future spread. After the restrictions are relieved, people may return back to the office and downtown. However, it will not be happened like the one before the COVID, because people experienced efficiency and the convenience of the short and small teams meeting. Telework will be applied more frequently, dinner with client will be reduced. Everybody start considering what is the best balance of life with safe. Urban escape will be one of the trends. The liability at the countryside are drastically improved. Nowadays, we have Uber Eats, Amazon, Lazada in Thailand. Personal trading also easy to make. Power supply trend also changed following people's new lifestyle. Again, most people were longing for life in the city, wishing to live in the city. This is centralization or concentration. Nowadays, people understand the advantage and the safety net of the countryside. Tend to live in the green, this is decentralization. Coincidentally, energy also same. Renewable energy is decentralization. PV, wind, wave, those are located in local. People move to local, more energy is required in local. So why don't we make energy in local for local use? So it's good for a trend for renewable energy investors for us to expand. So far I mentioned positively at the change under the COVID. However, it is optimistic side think. There's no guarantee of green recovery success. Promotion system under Paris Agreement might be discouraged if Donald Trump re-elected. Following the market demand drops, energy tariff is down, which might slow down investors to make the new investment, much less at developing countries. So we need to utilize JCM. The foundation of JCM is renewable energy. We're utilizing natural energy resource. So it happens in local. By increasing the JCM project, it will utilize local resource and enhance local liveability. Like I mentioned previously, living new normal is decentralization for safe. New normalization activity should happen not only the developed country, but should be also developing countries. New normal energy also same situation. Through JCM, by working on reducing GHG without realizing, this activity may support countermeasure against COVID-19 and makes people life safe and enriching. So at the last, me as an investor side opinion, to having stronger support from partner country also important to support JCM because this will accelerate to open new project. For example, makes JCM project the PPA smoother or local support local stakeholder negotiation because this will make investors decide quicker and eventually makes countries side enrich and safe. Okay, thank you so much.